I just finished the last episode of Sister Wives. Kind of a boring episode. There's not a lot going on. We get a lot of scenes from the wedding, most of which we've already seen in the 2-part wedding episode. There's only one small part that didn't appear in that. We have the whole weird thing with Kody wanting the shirts that were in a quilt back, which is so weird. And then them cutting it up, which I also thought was weird. I was like, this is a lot of effort. And I don't really understand what's happening, but whatever. Majority of it, though, was this conversation between, and even her getting thrown off the RV was not nearly as exciting as I had hoped it would be.
It was a 4-wheeler, not an RV.
Oh, and not an RV. Throwing off the 4-wheeler, sorry. Although it is a recreational vehicle of kinds, an ATV. Anyway, but the one thing that did get brought up that I'm shocked we didn't get more information on was Kody admitting that he had a relationship, a tryst in college. I can't describe what kind of relationship.
It was a bang buddy.
Because it'll get my video not sent out into the general FYP, but I think you can figure it out. Maybe my husband's hint might help. But I want to talk about the fact that they didn't come back and show an interview with Christine or Janelle discussing it. Because what he is saying is that he had this tryst in college, that he had, he talks a little bit about purity culture and how, that was so important. And he actually didn't uphold that value. But the only people he ever told were Mary and Robin. And that he told Robin within the first month of knowing her because he felt so complete. Which, first of all, we all said that. When the show started, it was all super apparent. He was like, I love all my wives equally. And we're like, clearly you have a different relationship with Robin than you do with the rest. He spent 17 seasons telling us that was not true. That's an unfair accusation, that Christine is making this up because she's jealous. And now he spent the last 2 seasons explaining how, in fact, yes, Robin was special. And I'm like, we know. Why won't you apologize to everyone? Because they said it before. Okay, so first off. Secondly, when did Janelle get put into the same category as Christine? You're now going to try to explain to me that you actually were never that close to Janelle, but you spent, this whole he was never close to Mary. Actually, he was. Well, he was never that close to Janelle. And I'm like, what? He was never that close to Janelle. Christine, I get it. They've been honest the whole way through that they had a sort of tumultuous relationship. But that whole thing. And secondly, we don't get any counter interviews. We don't get anything from Janelle coming back and being like, oh, it's really interesting that he wants to say that after he's lectured all of my kids about it. Or Christine. I mean, I'm not even a huge fan of McKelty. And I'm like, let's bring McKelty back. She might have something to say after all of the hormone conversations that he subjected her to be a little bit of oh, so you're in a glass house throwing stones. And to be clear, I'm not judging anyone who had that kind of relationship. I'm just saying that he has, for 19 seasons, gotten up on his high horse about how they're more moral, they're more this, they're more that. And this whole time, he had a liaison in his past, and then he's sort of been really tough on all of his kids. I kind of can't believe that it was this little 10-second clip and we got nothing. I'm hoping we see more in the tell-all, but you know how those go. The tell-nothings. We're not going to get anything. But that was, to me, the most interesting new bit of information in this episode.